all of a sudden. That's the thing about Florida, is like it can rain at any minute. It can rain just out of nowhere. Boom, rain, thunderstorm. Hey guys, so I'm out here at the park here. I forget the name of this park. Pondhawk. And it was sunny a minute ago, but now it looks like it wants to rain. You can see the clouds kind of moving in. But you know what? I'm here, I'm gonna make the best of it. I really like this scene when the sun was on it. Looks pretty cool, especially this foreground tree was in light. It looked really nice. All right, so I got my sketch blocked in here, and the sun just keeps coming and going, and the lights changed also. So now I'm having to kind of deal with that. The scene looks completely different, but you know what? We're just gonna, whenever the sun comes out, we're gonna paint like crazy and see what we can come up with. Well, the light did change quite a bit, but let's just keep going. See what we can do here. one thing I know is not going to change is the sky in the background is not going to change, so I can do that. And it's actually quite gray. Touch of pink in there. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, the sun's out. Switch brushes. All right, let's put this in. The sun went again, so switch. Here it comes again. It's gonna be a constant back and forth. I got two brushes. I got one with the sky color and one that I'm using to put my darks in. As long as you get these colors approximately close enough, you can adjust them on the fly. So this for example, this tree here is too warm. But I can adjust that later by just like glazing over it a color of green or whatever color I see up there. But just as long as my value's close enough and I'm in this sort of range, I should be okay. Can you guys see the palette all right? Yeah. And a good rule of thumb too is not to have half your palette in sun and half in shadow. Sometimes you don't have a choice if you're not in shade, or I have an umbrella with me, but I want to keep it in case it rains. So I'm just going to use my body to kind of block as much light as I can. All right, so where was I? See, before this tree was in light, but now it's not. So I don't know how I want to approach this. I can always put the sun highlights on after the darks. So say for example, I paint this tree in shadow, but I'm like, you know what? I think it'd be really nice if the light was hitting it right there. Well, I can mix up a color of that highlight color and just whoop, put it right on top of there. This tree has some character. I want to make sure I keep that character. It's got like a straight and a curve at the bottom. And it kind of curves as it comes up. Some of it's in shadow, some's not. And the shadow color is not the same everywhere. It goes warm, cool, bounces all over the place. Because it's catching light from all different areas. This back tree is warmer for some reason. It must be, maybe it's a different type of tree or the way the light's hitting it. But see, as it goes up here, it gets cooler and darker. Like that. It's even like a purpley type color. These are the subtle things you have to look out for. Like there's another little tree here, right next to this guy. He's kind of growing up like this. He's a happy little tree. He's got his sibling next to him. Now I don't want to get too much detail because I'm going to paint around this thing. I just want to remember that it's there. Now down here, this is in light. Okay. All right. Shadow time, so let's switch to sky. Remember, painting is about pushing and pulling. So you are painting over and over again. So, and erasing. So I have to remember, I'm going to paint over this. I'm going to paint stuff in between it, over it. Okay, there's the sun again. So let's just dive in. Colors today. All right, I'm going to try and do this area here. That's too light. Better. Catching this right here, cool. Some light catching over here. Not black, and it's got a bunch of color in it. We just want to squint at it and see if we can get the value right. And that's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm thinking in terms of masses right now and big shapes. As it comes up to the top, and a little more purpley, I think. Not that purple. Now it's warmer right here. Again, like I said, you can adjust these later if it's too warm, too cool. So it gets lighter as it comes over here. waterfall. The Impressionists would like this too. This is all like speckled light. All right, something's starting to happen. Okay, let's try and do this over here. You always got to remember to put sunscreen on your neck if you're outside. You don't end up with a big old sunburn on your neck. This color's purple back here. Okay, here goes. The sun's going. Let's put some of this color back in here. Right now I'm painting pretty thin. I'm sure you probably heard it said like thick over thin, lean over fat, which basically just means paint thin at the beginning, and then as you build up the layers of paint, you add it thicker and thicker. And it makes sense anyways, because if you try and paint thinly over thick paint, fresh thick paint, it's not gonna work. It's gonna slide everywhere. You're gonna make a big mess. So this makes sense, because the thinner the paint is, believe it or not, it's drying right now, and it will get tacky, and it wants to hold the paint layers that you add after the fact. The sun's out. Switch some brushes. Okay, this over here. This is like purple over here. See if we can get that. It's not bright purple, it's gray purple. Hey, that's pretty close. Pretty close. Not perfect, but close enough. If it's too purple, if it's too bright, you add a little yellow to it, because the complement of purple is yellow, and that will gray it down. So if I add a little yellow, you see how it's graying it down? See? Then you can go back over it again. Because as it comes over here, it turns more gray. Lighter and grayer. Yep, just like that. Now you can paint it, depending on how you paint, you could paint this thing as a mass, like a shape, or or you can paint it like grass. You know, it's up to you. This is where your voice starts to come in. For me, I just go by feeling, sort of. I just feel like, oh, it feels like fluffy grass, so I just want to make it feel fluffy. And if it's too fluffy or too weird, I might go back into it later and actually delineate it more, make it more of a shape. It depends on the look. You want to vary these shapes up and down, sort of like music. When you're reading music, up and down, up and down. If you guys are liking these videos, please give a thumbs up, because I need to know if you guys are liking this sort of format. That would be cool. I'd appreciate that. All right. Now I can see the sky up between the trees here, and it's definitely blue. It's gray down here and it's more blue up here. So let's see. It's even darker than that. It's like pretty intense. Yeah, it's even more than that. But I don't know if I want to go that far. I remember years ago I painted this picture, and the sky was so blue to me that day. I mean, like the bluest blue you could imagine. You know Florida blues if you've ever been to Florida. And I showed a mentor of mine. He's like, "What are you doing? The sky's not that blue." And I was like, but it was that blue. He's like, "No, don't paint it that blue." I was like, "Oh, okay." Another time too is you got to listen to your own eyes, because I was painting with another painter a long time ago, and he's like, "Look at all that pink out there." And we were in the middle of the Everglades and there was no pink. And I was like, "Pink? I don't see any pink." I'm like, and I'm saying this to myself, I'm like, I don't know, where's he seeing pink at? Like, and then his painting was like bright pink and orange. And I was like, okay, if that's what you wanted to say with it. And then later, come to find out, he had cataracts. He had really bad cataracts, and so he's messing up his colors. Oh, that's too much blue. It's almost the color of the canvas right there. Kind of neat how that ornamental grass, I think it's called, the colors that it's making right now. It's really nice because all right, let's put this trail in here. I should block in this tree here also, so let's do both of that. Talking too much. Get painting. All right. you want to look for the warm and the cools going on in the tree. Again, you're just blocking in the color. Just block it in. You can adjust it later. Okay. Here, got some interesting gray tans going on in here. Yeah, that's right. It's like dead palm fronds and stuff. This palm tree is awesome. It has these on the sides of here. It has like rim lighting of like blue, purple. Like I'll add that later on. Can't put that in just yet. Okay, good. The sun's coming out, so let's put those highlights of that green in there. Don't be afraid to put white in your highlights of your greens. Uh-oh. Basically just get it down. Just get it down. Keep an eye on the time. See what time it is. interesting patterns going on here with this, all these little leaves that fell down and stuff. And if you can get those, that's awesome. Sometimes it can be hard. I got ants in my pants again. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I like this here. This is where the trail continues. I like that. That's pretty cool. And the reason I like it is because it's like you want to walk in this path. You want to walk down here and continue through the path and see, oh, you know, what's going on back there? And you want to go scout around in there. Hike and, you know, all those fun things. You can even put a little bit over here. Actually, it would be up here. Wouldn't be there. Oh, there goes the sun. Put a little bit of those clouds in there. Since there are clouds, you gotta have some sky holes. Oh, felt a raindrop. You know, as you do this more and more and you practice a lot, you get better at it, just like anything. Like if you're playing piano or an instrument, you know, you're not good when you first start. Same with painting. Same with anything, really. Okay, this back here, see, there goes the sun again. I want to work on this area. This is green, but I can't tell what green it is because it's in shadow right now. Look at this way. That looks pretty cool. Look at that sky. Woo-wee. It's pretty. Is that where that was? Can't tell. All right. See, See, way back here in this distance, there's some cool stuff going on back here. I mean, I can fake it real quick. Actually, I'm using the wrong brush. Hold on. See if I can fake it. Got some green in it. Alright, that lets me know that at least something's back there. Sorry. I like the fact that these shapes link. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Only that sun would come back again. Here in the foreground there's like some of this grass looks like it's dying back here, kind of blowing in the wind. Okay, I'm hearing something crawl around back there. I don't like that. Could be a gator, could be a monkey. I don't know what it is. Could be some dude. It's a raccoon. It's a raccoon. What? He just crawled up a tree. Oh, there he is. He's coming over. Let me see if I can show you him. Look, look, look. Where'd he go? There he is. Can you see him? There he is. Look at him. Do raccoons attack? Look at him. He's probably like, what are you doing in my habitat, mister? See that? The pleasures of outdoor painting, you know? That's the pleasures of outdoor painting right there. All right, let's get back to work here. Okay, if he comes really close, I'll turn the camera around. This will look cool. Once all this is in shadow here, and I put the highlights on this tree, man, it's gonna, and I detail this tree out with all those leaves coming and the branches coming at you, that's gonna look cool. That's gonna look really cool. Because this is my focal point, right here, this tree. This tree will be the focal point, and all this I can leave fairly roughed in, just kind of sketched in. I mean, I'll still put some detail in there. But this might be one where I have to come back again, because it's just too cloudy today. I can't, it's just not enough to work with. And you don't want to be chasing the light either. Where'd that raccoon go? If he jumps on my neck, well, maybe it'll get on the camera. maybe we'll be wrestling and the camera will catch it all. That'd be pretty funny. Unless I get bit, that wouldn't be funny. I'm sure he's just minding his own business back there. Right? He's just foraging for some food. Hopefully he doesn't come steal my paint bag, run off with it. Okay, here's what we got so far. Definitely probably gonna have to come back for another day or work on it in the studio. But I'm liking it. I like the design.